Guys, well played. Mickey, in the circumstances, with so many players away, players back from injury, debutants, good Spurs performance?
Yeah, I think we played a good game. We had a lot of ball. Of course, you see with Manchester United, they are really dangerous in the counter-attacks, and I think they create also some opportunities out of the counter-attack. But I think we played a good game, and yeah, at the end, we're not happy with the point because you always want the 3 points. But I think it was a good game from our side.
Timo, Spurs debut back in the cut and thrust of the Premier League. How did you find it?
Yeah, first of all, very happy to be back. I think it makes a lot of fun to play here. I think you see today it's the best league. How the tempo is, how the game is going, and I enjoyed it very much to be outside there with the guys, and at least 1 point. But I think in the next few days when I can train more with the guys and all the stuff, it can even go better. Yeah,
a bit of a crazy week for you. Signing at the start of the week, thrust into action today. How were you before the game? Bit nervous, excited?
Yeah, for sure. I think to play for a new club in this stadium for the first time against United, you're always a bit nervous. But at the end, it's football, and I try to enjoy it. And that's what I did.
Mickey, good for you to be back.
Yeah, really happy to be back. At the end, a bit cramped, but the rest was okay.
Yeah, so I was going to say, we were a bit worried about you. We didn't know if you'd come for the interview. You went down. How were you?
Yeah, I was just a cramp in the calf. I didn't play for, I think, 2.5 months. So, yeah, you saw the intensity of the game was really high. So, to be honest, mid at 89, I think it was just a cramp.
You mentioned already their counter-attack. Was that almost the game in a nutshell today? You looking to dominate, play your football, but always having to be wary of what they can do, Rashford, Højlund and others?
Yeah, we have to be aware of their counter-attack. We knew it already, that sometimes they wait for our mistakes because they know we want to play. And then when we made the mistake, they just want to counter-attack. And of course, with the defense, with the rest defense, we have to be aware for the counters.
And Timo, obviously, early days for your first game, but what do you make of your teammates, your new club, and how excited are you for what's ahead?
Very excited. What I see, or what the coaches and all the players did to me the last day were incredible. I think the team is very nice. They included me straight away in everything, so I'm very happy. And also the training facilities. At least I wanted to play in 2 weeks in our stadium. I think that's also another highlight. But everything very, very nice and very happy.
And you had a hand in the second goal, so you must be pleased with that to kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah, of course. I think you always wanted to score as the offensive player, but when I can include an assist or something like that, it's also good.
What do you make of him, Mickey? What do you make of the new boy? It's going to be a handful in training, isn't he, with all that pace?
Yeah, he got a lot of pace. I played against him already with Leipzig, so I knew already that he got a lot of pace. But yeah, he can be an important player for us, and I think he showed today already with an assist that he can be really important for us.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Well played.
Confirming that it was just cramp that forced him off at the end. Do you like the look of him, Mickey van der Ven?
Yeah, he's a Rolls Royce. He's got tremendous pace, makes the game look easy, defends well. There was a couple of times where he ran into the space to cover, especially the way that Spurs play with the fullbacks coming in, inverting. You need to be athletic. You need to be able to run into areas, and he's got that speed that not many possess. And he can also play as well. And alongside Romero, they're forming a formidable partnership.
We saw right from the start the Spurs' intention to push Manchester United back today, but actually it caught them out, didn't it, Roy? A great start for Manchester United this afternoon.
Oh, brilliant. Again, we knew Spurs would come and our go, and this is what 1 or 2 minutes into the game. They get ball into the box, and all of a sudden, then, you're thinking, let's get him on the counter-attack. And Bruno's always looking for this pass. I think he's going to do it first time because the pass is not great to him. And what we saw a few weeks ago against Villa, you need runners, and Marcus was at his best today. Again, Spurs do get the bodies back. It falls to Højlund, the striker. Power, strength. It has to be a good strike to beat this goalkeeper. Spurs are stretched, but still good player from United. Bruno, listen, whatever. We know his talent. He knows what's going on around him. He sees that space.
Does this feel like a step in the right direction for United's attacking players today?
Well, yeah, they'll obviously feel better after the game because of the fact two of the attacking players scored goals. And this is a brilliant strike, really poor from Spurs. You see the power, the strength, it's on target. You're talking about new to the club, trying to build confidence. I said before the game, how long do you wait for a player? But listen, bang, no complaints there. Again, we look at the stats, it's not great against this team. But a big boost for the attacking players today to score.
It's 2-2 for him now at Old Trafford. He's got to build on that. It hasn't been the start that he wanted. In the Champions League, he's been fine. He's been good. He's been scoring goals. I think the goals will come. When you've got a ferocious left foot like that, he's got good movement. They're not a team really that creates. He's probably looking, and they're not a confident side. A good, confident Manchester United side will create so many for him. He can finish. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and again, remember, Man United over the years, the history of the club is about attacking players. You know, that's the players who grab the headlines. And we need one or two of these players to step up to the plate, and a couple did today. But of course, we need more of it.
He's 20. He's a young man, you know. Normally, we think of Man United in Roy's here would have 3 or 4 strikers that could be playing, coming on, making a difference. There's huge emphasis on him because no one else can really fill that void that he can. Martial can't do it. Rashford is a better player coming off the wide. I think there's definitely goals in him. He's got talent. He just needs that bit of confidence. It will come with the goals that he's scoring now.
He probably needs to be at the age, and when he came to the club with the injury, he should maybe be in the background learning his trade and coming on and playing the odd cup game and looking at world-class strikers playing for Man United, and he can just learn off them. But he's come to the club again. He came on the back of an injury, and they've thrown him straight into him. He's playing for a team that's probably lacking in confidence, in belief.
But they must have huge faith in him to do that as well.
Well, they don't have a choice, really, because there's nobody else around in terms of, obviously, Martial always seemed to be injured. But it's not been ideal, but that's just the scenario he's found himself in. He's come into a team that's certainly not on the up. So they've not really created that much for him. He's not getting loads and loads of chances. He's not really getting a breather. Again, he's had that pressure, and he's a young kid learning his trade. Yeah, on one hand, you have to give him a chance, but as I said to you earlier, you can't keep waiting for him. He's got to take in 1 or 2 opportunities he's getting.
And he certainly did today. Spurs, as you've heard, have controlled a lot of the possession, controlled a lot of the game today in their different phases, Jamie. But how key are their set pieces under Postecoglou?
They're a big side. They're strong, and especially when you've got Pedro Porro, who's got a brilliant right foot. And I like that side. When you're going to out-swingers, I'm not a fan of. You get your in-swingers in, it's so difficult to defend against. You just get a little flick on it like that, and anything can happen. Richarlison is definitely improving at the moment. He seems to have found a bit of form. Onana doesn't come to this one because I think it's probably such a flat, quick delivery. He doesn't believe he can get there, but a really good header by Richarlison.
Do you think with Richarlison, it's just that he's having a run in the team? He's playing in his probably favoured position?
Yeah, like anything. You know, that's what you need. You need games, you need a little bit of confidence. When he first arrived, he wasn't scoring goals. It was very difficult for him because he had Harry Kane that was playing every single week. He was either on the bench or playing wide. Right now, he's playing as a central striker where he made his name at Everton, plays there for Brazil. So he's thinking, yeah, the manager... And this manager...
But do you think he's a goal scorer? Do you think he's a natural goal scorer? You wouldn't class...
No, not really. He'll get a few. I don't think he's going to get you 25 goals a season, 20 like Harry Kane numbers.
What's it to now? 7?
But what Ange Postecoglou does with players, because I didn't see him being really put after last year. I was thinking, I don't really see how he gets in this team. He seems to get the best out of them. And you have to credit the manager for that. There's 5, 6 of them. I thought there'd be surplus to requirements. But he has got a belief, a confidence, the way they play. And he deserves so much credit for that.
How much did you like Manchester United's second goal?
Beautiful. A really good goal. Again, this is we see Marcus when he scores eventually, and he always seems frustrated or he's having a go at somebody. But this is what you want to see from him. Again, United just winning the ball high up the pitch. Again, Johnny diving in there, and as soon as United get the ball and they pass it forward quickly and they're not overthinking it, then... But once you get the ball to Marcus here and he gets it in this wide position, again, I always don't know why players don't play 1-2s anymore. It just seems to be gone out of the game. But lovely, quick play. Again, Spurs, not great, but Marcus at his best. I love this. It's so simple, but you do it quickly in the attacking third, and we need to see more of it. And again, we see after his goal, he's obviously looking to criticise somebody. Bruno, lovely play. Nothing complicated about it. Quick give and go. Touch, beautiful. I love it from watching it from behind the goal. The quality, the speed. And that's what you want from your attacking players at Man United. You've got to show this quality week in, week out. Look at that. That is beautiful. Love to see that. Love to see that.
Love it. Especially when it goes through the... you see, we saw one with De Bruyne yesterday.
That's not luck,
great
is it?
players,
Yeah.
no, they're looking to play it through people. So Robbie Fowler used to do it. I say,
Yeah.
they're aiming,
Yeah.
aiming to put it through people's legs. That's what great strikers do.
And he give... I
think it's the birdie song. It's the birdie song.
It's for Jamie. He apparently doesn't like you, Jamie. I don't know, but...
I don't know. What did you say about it before the game? I think
we need to see more of this. Because he's shown it before. He's got the quality. why he seems to be upset with everybody or his body. He's got to go and enjoy.
But he's got no right to be upset. He's not done the business.
Exactly.
When he's played like he does today.
First goal here since May.
That's not good enough. It's not good enough. With his talent and what he can do to people, he can twist them up. That's what he should be doing. So don't complain.
But you felt from the start that he was
about
at
him
it today. There was something different.
And I think because maybe again he was simplifying. He's obviously been told by the manager and the coaching staff recently is when we are in possession, there is space. You've got to run in this game. We see that yesterday with Newcastle. We see the Man City players. You've got to stretch teams. And when Marcus is doing that, it's very hard to stop.
We did think there might be goals in the second half. We probably didn't think it was going to take 50 seconds, the Tottenham equaliser. Where does it come from,
I think
Jamie?
it sums up what Spurs are right now. They're a horrible watch for a few years. Didn't enjoy it. But now, the confidence they play with. Romero is such a good ball-playing centre-back. That pass is magnificent into Skip. Now, straight away, you broke the line and you're at Manchester United's back four and there's a little bit of chaos there. They don't know what to do. Werner didn't show enough quality, but this is actually the one bit. Bentancur, lovely first touch, goes past Johnny Evans and hits that past Onana. That's great football. I just want to speak this from Man United's point of view. This is when he's learning the trade, Roy. This is where you were one of the best in the world at defensive midfield. What does he get right and what does he get wrong here?
I became that role is very important. I think you need experience in that role. And you look at United players ahead of him, out of position. He's not mature enough yet to tell him where to go. But he just gambles. He runs across where he shouldn't have to sell himself.
So would you
just slow down there? Yes, it's Paul Scholes is brilliant. Sometimes stand still in football and just read it. You've got to multitask in the middle of the park. He can't just run across there and sell himself. And it's not. And again, he's a young. I only learned all this stuff as late 20s. So that role's more for an experienced player. But he's got to look at it, or someone at the club will tell him. Obviously, the senior players, the manager. He doesn't have to sprint across because if you look at it, he plays into Spurs' hands. He's out of the game. No, other players have got to do better around him, of course. But he's just got to stop and stand still and cover both options or both passes. But even after that, this is far too easy. This is so easy for Spurs. It's ridiculous. And then Johnny's got to do better at the end. Johnny Evans is just... Johnny's pointing this and Johnny's getting stretched. I know it's just the start of the second half. Far too easy. Ends up with 3 or 4 passes. Nobody's tackled, nobody's touched. And this has been into the second half. And we look at the goalkeeper as well, maybe.
Yeah.
What about the finish?
I do like Bentancur. I think he's a fabulous player. He's had really nasty injuries. It's beautiful finish past Onana. What they've got when everybody's fit is a really good balance in there. When you've got Sarr, Bissouma, Maddison is hopefully not too far away, and then Bentancur. That's four quality midfield players. But he is a fantastic player.
Could be a really interesting blend, couldn't it? Exciting for at half-time for just the third time this season. We've been praising Spurs for their front-foot approach, Jamie, all season. You said we'd get that today, so are we criticising for this after 2.5 minutes?
That's the risk-reward. We spoke about Porro and Rashford. This was going to be a really intriguing battle. Rashford just gets the other side of him there. He actually gets himself back then, Porro, and they get himself in a decent defensive shape. Then Højlund just takes a great touch and unleashes a ferocious left foot shot into the top of the net. Absolutely brilliant. Bruno Fernandes as well. Talk about scanning in midfield, knowing where the next pass is. He's already seen that one. He knows that position is on. A great ball. I want to talk about Romero as well, because I think now you see so many defenders put their hands behind their back. You cannot run properly with your hands behind your back. It's impossible. You can see him there. Just get your hands out, get in a good balanced position. His hands behind his back there, not good enough.
You said he had to deliver today, Højlund. He has here, hasn't he?
Yeah, lovely. Brilliant strike, poor defender from Spurs. They get back, they're relaxed, but it's a lovely strike. It's on target.
Brilliant.
Great power. Brilliant start for United. Great start.
Disappointment, though, the way they conceded the equaliser?
Yeah, of course. Listen, the set pieces, we know they're not great at that. Listen, it's a good delivery. They had a warning a few minutes earlier. Lovely touch on it. Good flight. Plenty of bodies there. And when you're that near to the goal, any sort of touch, the first touch obviously is vital. I'd be looking at my goalkeeper. I still think it's an in-swinger. Spurs deserved it. They were obviously played their way back into the game.
There's a lot of bodies in there.
There's a lot of bodies in there. But I still like him to be... I don't like where he's standing on his line, and we see another clip later on. I'd like my goalkeeper to come and take control of the 6-yard box.
The other thing you said, Roy, at this point, when Spurs had a lot of the ball, was don't worry about possession.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue for Man United. This United team, I think actually just this idea of trying to play on the counter-attack, obviously they're winning the ball high up the pitch, and this is the dangers. And Marcus this is what we want to see from Rashford. He's hungry, he's got desire. That is a brilliant finish.
You said he was at it in the first half.
He was at it. You just knew straight away he was at it. The way he's running in behind, particularly for the first goal. It's well and good having somebody good possession, but you need runners. He's doing that. And we need to see more of this in football. 1-2s. Enough players don't play 1-2s. Again, poor from Spurs. Players with their hands behind their back. little 1-2, nice and strong. Beautiful, sexy football.
More
Lovely.
goals in this, though, Jamie, do you think?
Definitely. But we saw a great goal from De Bruyne yesterday through the player's legs. He's done it again here. Look, goes through Van der Ven's legs. Delicious finish. Beautiful.
Yeah, quality from
Much
Marcus
more
Rashford.
come.
He
Spurs
needed it as well, didn't
Spurs
he?
have hit the bar. There's lots more chances in this game.
Go and head the ball. I mean, both centre-backs, Johnny Evans and Varane, Johnny's gone under the ball and Varane's in the middle of the goal there. It doesn't come, goalkeeper doesn't come out and dominate that area. He's headed that from 4 yards out, but let's have it right. It's a fantastic delivery and it's a wonderful header. He knows all he has to do is get a little touch on that Richarlison, and that's what he does. No one on the back post, Pete. You would have someone on there, wouldn't you?
Well, so we've seen one time before in the game where Dalot actually gets back and hits it away from the back post. He gets in again, but he goes in behind the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
When he goes in, he should be on that post. I mean, I would always have somebody there, because that's an easy save for somebody on the post. So Dalot is coming in now, but it looked like he goes in behind the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Where he should sort of go to the post. The goalkeeper's still got some reach.
Yeah.
But he goes into that space that he covers. He should go to the space that the goalkeeper can't cover.
Yeah.
I mean, still, it's a great
They've
delivery.
got a lot of young players in there. Kobe Mainoo is one I would pick out. He's trying to be too fair, get in contact, get body, contact with the opposition. You don't have to head it, but make sure your man doesn't. Something he'll learn with experience.
OK, that's 6 in 6, incidentally, for Richarlison in the Premier League. Spurs have scored in their last 33 league games. Now, Rashford, of course, got the goal. Prior to that, though, what do you make of his role today, Tim?
Well, this one, I like him high. I think he shouldn't worry about Pedro Porro. I think it's up to the three midfield players to shuffle across and deal with that. Keep Marcus up the field, conserving his energy for when he gets the ball in the final third. The crowd have a go at him on the first instant and here as well, because he gives up there. But I want him up the field. Keep him up the field. I think Ten Hag needs to address this. You don't want him back on it. This is where he is. He might have had 2 left backs and 2 right backs, because Garnacho's so deep with Dalot, and Wan-Bissaka has got too much cover with Marcus Rashford. I don't want him back there. What is he good at? He's good at doing this. This is what Marcus does. And if you can send Pedro Porro back the way, he's at his weakest, as you see here. They look at it. Marcus offers himself there. Now you've got a problem. Looks to link up with Højlund. It was the worst 1-2 you're ever going to see, but he manages to get his shot away and he slides it into the bottom corner. That is where you want him. But he took a lot of stick, even in the first half, from his home fans. They don't appreciate it because everyone wants to jump on a bandwagon that he's lazy. I want him to be as lazy as he possibly can be. I want him, look at the mouth. See his hand gesture there? Telling the crowd there to shut up. He really basically saying, you keep shouting at me, but I'm going to produce. He needs to produce, but we need to get him on the ball in the final third. That's where Man United need him. Not defending, helping out the left back. That's not what he's best at. But the crowd are on his back because of that, because he's not running back the way. Forget running back the way. Get him the ball up the field, because he can be a real threat.
Interesting. I could never imagine you doing that to the crowd in your career.
And I'm not afraid to say that. I think he's a fantastic defender. And he was never the captain. I think that's kind of what sort of spoiled the reputation for him. But he's a really good defender.
Can I ask you both about the other end of the field? And this is an unbelievable thing I'm going to say. They are the 3rd lowest goal scorers at the moment.
But you bring Højlund
in the Premier League.
Højlund's
Marcus
20.
Rashford hasn't scored at Old Trafford since May. Over 15 hours of football.
Anthony hasn't scored since April. He's not made an assist since April.
How can Manchester United, 19 games in,
but here's the
be the
opportunity.
3rd lowest goal scorers in the Premier League?
But here's the opportunity, That is the opportunity. You got Pellistri. He's now realised he's got to play Garnacho every game. He's played fantastic. And he's going to make mistakes. Of course he's making mistakes. He's 20 years old. Got Højlund, 20 years old. Højlund will... The floodgates, once he will score so many goals. But he needs service, right? So he's a bit rusty. He had little bit in the cup game, missed a few chances. But he will score goals. I've seen it. When he gets good service for Denmark. He puts them in the back of the net.
You talk, Pete, about building for the future. There's no future without the short term for a manager. You have to get the short term right, otherwise there's no long term. So he needs to get results now. If they do not finish in the top 4, or maybe the top 6, which is Europa League football, and they do not win the FA Cup, is he still there next season?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised because again, if you come in and you have to invest that amount of money to get 25%, and you think you have to get this right, they're already in there, looking at what's going on in the club. Yeah. They're already now forming an idea about how they're going to restructure the football club. But I don't think they're thinking about changing the manager. But if it's going really bad in the next period or all the way up to the summer, I think they will have to think about that.
Surely a minimum requirement is try and see a method of how they want to play. I don't even see that. I don't see a style of play what Ten Hag wants to do.
There's not been a style of play
There's not
since Alex left the club.
But why?
Really?
Why is that the case? Why has he not embedded a style, some structure of how he wants them to progress and some patterns on the pitch? We don't see that. All I see is a team thrown onto the pitch, wherever they land, they play. And they have moments, because they have good players, they have moments where if they score goals, they can sometimes rescue wins. But there's no structure there. Whereas
I agree.
Postecoglou, Unai Emery, De Zerbi, managers like this who've been there less time, performed, and you see a pattern. You see a structure of how they want to go forward.
Emery.
I said that. Emery, Postecoglou, De Zerbi. They're good managers, they're good coaches to be able to do that. Now, we will argue, well, I don't know which players I've got from this day to the next because I've had a low crippling injury list. It doesn't matter. Whoever comes in, it has to be a seamless. There can be changes, little tweaks here and there with different players with different characteristics. But certainly there has to be a playing style. He's brought the goalie in. He's got rid of De Gea. Why? To do what? To play out from the back? I don't see them playing out from the back through the first.
I think there is a difference between doing that with Manchester United, where you have the big egos already in there, the big earners. We know that De Gea was on an incredible amount of money, and there's a few other players who was on the same kind of money. They're already established, they already have their 4 or 5 Rolls Royces and all that. They're strong characters, personalities. They would say, well, what I've done so far, it shows you that I'm good enough, I don't have to change much. And I think it reflects a little bit on the way the team is playing, as opposed to coming to Brighton, where you come in with new ideas, with players who's been there a long time, suddenly realizes there's another way of playing football, and it's fun. It's really fun. They don't have to win every game. They've been winning a lot of games. When I went to Porto, to Sporting in Portugal, we had a manager who, an Italian guy, it was so bad. Everything was so bad. And then they sacked him and they brought this guy in. And all of a sudden, there are 5 new faces in the dressing room. I didn't know anybody, 5 new faces. And two of them, became the best players. We won the championship because he just saw that in a different way. And he made players that were already there good. But that was a place that was going up. Here is a place that, it's difficult, and if you're not a strong character in the first place.
But who has to be the strongest character?
Yeah.
We know the answer to that. The manager.
Yeah.
The manager has to be the strongest character.
I think he's tried to play that
But
as well.
sometimes he needs to get his arm around players.
Yeah.
You can't discard every player.
I think also now, I think the time where you have a manager is gone. You can't have a manager. The head coach. Take some of that responsibility away, recruitment. So a manager says, I want this player, or the coach says, I want this player, I think he's really good, he's done well for me there, and they can sit back and say, we're not really sure that player can actually get up to this level. But when you're making the decisions, at the same time you have to coach them, at the same time you have to put an arm around, and you have to be the strong guy. I think that those days are gone. You can't. Football is too big now.